A wildfire is burning dangerously close to the town of Bisbee.
Evacuation orders were in place due to the Lachlan fire, but this evening residents are returning home. We hear from those impacted and fire crews battling the blaze as the weather continues to fuel those flames. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney.
I'm Priscilla Casper. 50 homes were evacuated from 3 different streets in Old Bisbee. People
living on Lachlan Street were among those. The fire is named Lachlan because it is near that street where the fire started. We have live team coverage tonight. Lupita Murillo is live in Bisbee from St. Patrick's Church, where the Red Cross has set up a shelter.
And Eric Fink also on the ground for us in Bisbee with the latest on the fire investigation. But we begin with Lupita. Lupita, what's the latest right now?
Well, I can tell you the latest is since the American Red Cross shut down the shelter at St. Patrick's, we are no longer there. That is a place for the firefighters that are going to be using that. But I can't tell you that the American Red Cross told us that people from 4 different homes used the shelter last night. That shelter, as I've mentioned, has now been closed. However, one businessman tells us he was ready to use it if he had to.
Rick Fernandez is the co-owner of the gardens at Mile High Ranch, a bed and breakfast located at the bottom of the hill of Wood Canyon Road, one of the streets that was evacuated. Fernandez is among the lucky ones, along with his guests that didn't have to evacuate, although he says it was very frightening watching the flames shoot up from his backyard.
We were up till 3 o'clock watching it because we had guests here. We had to make sure that if there was any kind of alert or danger or spreading, that we would let our guests know so they could evacuate immediately.
You were lucky. You didn't have to.
We didn't have to. We got the ready set, but not the go. So we were all ready to, in case we needed to.
As I mentioned, the Red Cross has shut down that shelter. It is now set up for firefighters coming up at 6. What the Red Cross provided for those who needed shelter. Reporting live from Bisbee, Lupita Murillo, News 4 Tucson.
Thank you, Lupita. And there have been several fires in the Bisbee area over the last few weeks, stretching resources and putting homeowners on edge.
And we're going to continue our live team coverage with News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink live in Bisbee with more of what residents are dealing with right now. Eric.
Yeah, Priscilla, Sean, this is the 5th fire here in Bisbee since March. The cause of the Lachlan fire right now is under investigation. Fire crews believe it is human caused at this 5 o'clock hour. As a spokesman with the Arizona Department of Forestry says, more than 100 firefighters, both on the air and on the ground, are fighting this. Firefighters saying that the fire is estimated at 58 acres right now. There is no containment. Crews with several departments from across the state are here. Helicopters are dropping water on the flames. Crews are concerned today about the winds and the hot temperatures. We spoke with one resident just a few minutes ago who lives just down the hill from where the fire started last night. She was in the evacuation zone.
We chose not to evacuate. We did put sprinklers in the back of the house and just kept an eye on the fire every hour. And we're very happy to see when the firefighters arrived and we could see their lights up there, so we knew they told us that they were going to make a break, hopefully so the fire would not jump over. But we were very concerned it was going to come down.
And again, evacuation orders were lifted about an hour ago. Everyone who was evacuated can now return home. We will be at a media briefing coming up at 6 o'clock with firefighters at Bisbee High School. We will bring you the very latest on this fire then. We're live in Bisbee tonight. I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.